Hey Connie,
Hey, Mark.
I was at a client the other day and, doing an audit and they had an AED machine. So I asked my point of contact, hey, do you have personnel trained on its use and as well as CPR? And they have a couple people trained, but they would like more, but they've been having issues getting it scheduled with their current vendor. The dates aren't working, and their production schedule, it just doesn't work right. So, what does OECS offer as far as CPR, AED training?
Yeah, we are pleased to announce that we do offer AED and CPR training now for anyone. So it's kind of a newer one, but rest assured, I've been doing CPR training for about 12 years, as I have experience as an EMT. So really getting people trained up here at OECS is what we've been focused on, and we've had some really good success.
Fantastic. So if a client is interested, how they go about getting something scheduled with us?
Sure. So if you don't know, we have this really awesome training center here in St. Louis Park. So if you are located near there, you could come here. But if you're not, that is fine too. We have associates all over the Minnesota, South Dakota, uh, North Dakota, Wisconsin, and Iowa areas that we can help do training at your location.
Awesome. Now, I'm sure the client's going to ask, is there a cost?
Yeah, unfortunately, nothing's free anymore. I'd love to tell you it would be free because it's a great training and everyone needs to do it. But we do try to keep our costs down and making sure that we can train as many people as possible. So you will find our cost to be very competitive, and we do offer discounts for groups of people.
So I'm sure some of our clients don't have anybody trained on CPR AED. And in your view, why is this so critical? I mean, besides, attending to the victim, but why is this so important to have people trained at the facility?
Well, many of you may not know, but the average in a Twin Cities type location for an ambulance to get to your location, you're talking, if they can get there in 7 minutes, that's like the average. A lot of times it can be a lot longer, especially if they're on other calls. If you're outside of the Twin Cities into some of our little suburbs and some of our even smaller towns, you may be looking at 15 to 20 minutes before the ambulance is going to get to you. And unfortunately, I am from a smaller community, and it does take a while for us to get, we are all volunteers. It takes a bit for us to all get organized and get to your location. So when you're thinking about how long, that person is there and you're, going to want to help because we're human and we want to try to help each other out, you're talking anywhere from 7 to 20-ish minutes. And that's a long time for anyone.
Yeah, with who's not breathing, it's not going to end well.
No, and the cool thing is CPR is something that everyone can learn how to do. And if you have an AED machine as well, you just up the chances of this person actually making it through. And I can't even start to explain how great a feeling it is when you see somebody that maybe isn't breathing and doesn't have a heartbeat, and all of a sudden, you've helped them and they do. So
Absolutely.
it's
I know there's a lot of hesitation, with, oh, I'm now trained, and if someone stops breathing, I'm the only person dealing with this, very traumatic situation. Why is it good to have multiple people trained at a facility?
Yeah, so you may run into a situation where you are the only one, but we like to train groups at facilities or in construction sites because you guys can work as a team. There are lots of things that need to get done in that situation, just like in your emergency action plan when you look at who takes care of shutting this off or making sure that people are outside the building or inside. The same kind of concept comes into CPR on helping breathe and helping find the ambulance and call the dispatcher, call 911. And many people don't know this, but an average person can really do really good CPR for about a minute to a minute and a half before they get too tired and they're no longer giving good CPR. So having additional people to rely on to say, hey, I'm getting tired. Hey, Mark, can you do some chest compressions? really helps make a difference in those stressful situations.
Absolutely, and just offering, being there for moral support, because you might
Mhm.
forget some steps, because again, it's traumatic
Yeah.
and having others help out. And I was part of your training at a client, which was really well received. And we talked about as a group, hey, what is your role? What is your role? Like you mentioned, some facilities are huge and may have multiple doors, and who's gonna meet that ambulance at the door? Who's gonna grab the AED, who's gonna call 911? And so, yeah, I think having multiple people, and it kind of gives people a little less hesitation and more confidence to be able to respond in a timely manner. Well, this is great stuff and, great information. So how does, an associate, well, I guess the question is, if you are interested in getting this training and going through OECS, please reach out to your associate. We can do the training here at our training center at our corporate office, or we can go to your site. And, what I think, brings new things to the table with using OECS is we have the knowledge of general industry and construction, and can weave in, like, we talk about emergency action plan
Mhm.
and really, tailor it to your company, tailor it to your facility. I think it's a win-win for
Yeah.
everyone involved.
And a lot of times we add in first aid as part of this training as too, and we always will walk through and talk to you about what injuries are you having. And, obviously we will hit all of the big ones, but how are we really taking care of the things that you're experiencing to make sure that it's tailored to you and your needs and what your business looks like.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Connie.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank